This government is offering you a piece of land of your own.
We have our own land.
No, it's not yours. It's the U.S. government's.
Did they buy it?
No.
Did they trade for it?
It's not like that.
Then how can they own it?
He has a point.
If you accept our offer, you won't have to hunt buffalo anymore or roam the prairie. You can depend on your country to take care of you.
You are not my country.
Senator Crane has come here to offer your people a better way of life.
Better than what?
Better than what you have.
I like what I have.
I understand that. But your people live in the Stone Age. We live at the beginning of a great industrial revolution.
We will give you everything you need if you will just submit to living on a reservation.
We need nothing from you.
If you walk away from here without a deal, you are asking for war.
No. You ask for war.
You must think of your women and children.
I am thinking of them. How can I ask them to give up what they have for this? I have never seen such a dark, filthy place.
Listen to reason. Your people will be slaughtered.
As will yours. Be warned. We Cheyenne are plenty, and my braves are hungry for a good fight.
What we're about to witness in America is karma. A country built on satanic principles. Kill, steal, and destroy. They murdered the Native Americans to steal their land, and they destroyed a culture while doing so. In the United States, the country that's called the United States, there were over 80 million Native Americans, and they were satanically removed from their land and put in land cages, land prisons, saying that these people are savages. We'll put them on reservations so that we don't have to deal with them. They can be their own sovereign people. Well, the United States karma is about to hit. And we're going to see, who's left standing at the end of all of this. When karma hits the United States for what it did to the native people, I myself, being half Eskimo and half Cherokee, this is going to be huge karma to watch. It's going to be a beautiful thing to watch America collapse and disintegrate. I'm excited. I've been waiting for this my whole life. I've been waiting to see the American empire crumble my whole life. There's no place on earth that I hate more than the United States.
Shalom. I would like to give all honor, glory, and praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA QADASH. I would like to give the honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all you sincere Akim pushing his word across the four corners of the world. And as you just saw from this opening video of this older Gadite, he makes pretty good videos and talking points regarding Trump. And he also be going in on America, which is biblically codified as Babylon the Great. And he was going into about the satanic principles of America. Kill, steal, and destroy. And that's the MO of America, that is ran or governed by Esau Edom, which is the left-handed vessel of the Most High's wrath, and also known as the wicked, according to the Bible. And by this earth given unto the hand of the wicked, Esau veiled his left-handed blessing, which is a sword. He has been using his hammer of the earth, referring to America, as a major devastator upon the other nations. And when you read Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter within the NLT, the New Living Translation, it goes into how you have plundered many nations, or you have spoiled many nations, which is through your democracy or your westernization or your Americanization, your harsh policies, codes, different rules of law, your economic sanctions, and last but definitely not least, by your military. So the way that America is currently moving around this earth, a lot of people are starting to waken up and realizing that America is definitely the problem of the earth that's ran by the biblical Edomites. And this biblically explains why everything is transpiring around the earth right now, because America's about to meet its karma. Like that Gadite at the beginning of the video stated, which goes into like the sum of one person's actions, deeds, or your fate. And more so, it's the judgment of Yahawah BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, and where America's about to meet is just due. And when you look up the meaning for just due, it goes into something that is rightfully owed, deserved, or merited. Hence, a reward, which goes into a consequence that happens to someone as a result of worthy or unworthy behavior. And over the last 250 years, how has America been acting? Just totally brutal and ungodly. So the build up to all of this, hence these end time biblical prophecies, it's all for the controversy of Zion. And Zion represents you biblical Israelites, who are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because the Most High, Yahawah, has never forgotten what America has done and still doing to his chosen people. And that takes me to Isaiah 34, verse 8. For it is the day of the Lord, Yahawah BAHASHAM, Yahawashi's vengeance, in the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. And the word recompense goes into like a payback. And it says for the controversy of Zion. And when you have a controversy with someone, that means you have a dispute, a disagreement. Like you got a bone to pick with someone. And that's exactly how Yahawah BAHASHAM, Yahawashi has with the inhabitants of the earth. And more so the ones that's within that rulership stead of the earth, which are the biblical Edomites. Again, the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. So again, for it is the day of the Lord, Yahawah BAHASHAM, Yahawashi's vengeance, in the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. And according to 2 Thessalonians 1:6, seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahawah BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, to recompense or pay back tribulation to them that trouble you. And according to biblical prophecies and also secular history, what nation or race of people trouble us the most as a whole? The so-called Caucasian race, who are indeed the biblical Edomites. And this is a race or a nation of people that Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi has an indignation with forever. Like he has a forever controversy with them. So just harping back on this older Gadite's points that he made at the beginning of this video, and one of his many solid points that he made, how America is responsible for satanically removing the so-called Native Americans from their ancestral lands. And ultimately, we know that the so-called Native Americans are part of those 10 tribes when you read 2 Kings that sailed from the Assyrian captivity to now what we know as the Americas to uphold the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father Yahawah. And they got settled here within the Americas. And later down the line, what happened to the so-called indigenous people? That troop overcame them. When you read Genesis, the 49th chapter, the 19th verse. And that troop is referencing to Esau Edom. And one in particular, President Andrew Jackson, which was the 7th U.S. president. And this devil signed into law the Indian Removal Act in May 1830. And it was authorized by the U.S. federal government. And where they displaced or removed millions of so-called Native Americans from their ancestral lands. And they lost massive amounts of their lands, environmental injustices, and also caused cultural disruptions. Because in 1879, you had another devil by the name of Captain Richard Henry Pratt, and he came up with that famous speech that we know as today, kill the Indian in him and save the man. And by saving, that means by assimilating and more so Americanizing the so-called Native American into the standard of the so-called white man. And that assimilation started off by these Indian boarding schools. where a lot of treacherous acts happen upon those so-called Native American children. And this also further shows you, like with this Epstein situation, like these Edomites have always been pedophiles. It's just now coming out to the forefront because we're at the end of Esau's world. So Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushua is uncovering the nakedness of Esau Edom. And I stand with that so-called Native American. It's good to see that these people's beloved America is falling the way that it is. And call HALALYAM Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushua for that. Because once America or the hammer of the earth falls via Esau Edom as well, that's the end of our captivity. That's the end of our punishment as the biblical Israelites. So with that being said, seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushua to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. And that takes me to Lamentations chapter 4 verses 21 to 22 within the NLT. Are you rejoicing in the land of Uz, O people of Edom, who are the so-called Caucasian race? But you too must drink from the cup of the Lord's anger. And that cup represents hardcore slavery. And it's going to be in righteousness, because the defiled things that you did upon us as a people, like having a son to breed with the mother, and that's where you get that term motherfucker from, we are not going to be doing atrocious, vile acts like that. That's very sick. However, you will serve draconian punishment, and you're going to drink that cup, and it's going to be doubled according to the standard of Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushua. So, but you too must drink from the cup of the Lord's anger. So all the curses, the negativity, the stigmas, the humiliation rituals that we had to go through as a nation, like that black cloud hovering upon us, all of that's about to be translated from off of us unto the biblical Edomites and their counterparts, or their joint heirs, which are these other nations. Because when you read Ezekiel, the 36th chapter, the 2nd verse, it said, your enemy has said unto you, aha. And when you go into the word aha in the blue letter, it goes into to rejoice over the misfortune of your enemy. Like these other nations, beginning with Esau Edom, they love to see us at our lowest. They love when our people gravitate into sin culture, doing everything under the sun to displease Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushua. And that's mainly because they know our kryptonite, or our weakness as a nation, which is sin. And pursuant to Romans 6:23, for the wages of sin is death. So they promote death culture upon our people, hence the satanic American democracy, or westernization, black culture, which all entails a so-called lifestyle of sin. So it says, you too will be stripped naked in your drunkenness. O beautiful Jerusalem, your punishment will end. You will soon return from exile, but Edom, your punishment is just beginning. Soon your many sins will be exposed. And boy, are we seeing the exposure of Esau Edom within these latter times. And more so pursuant to 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, the whole world is seeing the wicked being revealed. And as it stated, whom the Lord Yahawashi consumed with the spirit of his mouth via the servants, the prophets. And that's the elect from the southern and the northern kingdom. And also the third witness as well, which goes into these truthers or whistleblowers. And they are sounding the alarm upon Esau's wickedness as well. So again, O beautiful Jerusalem, your punishment will end. You will soon return from exile. But Edom, your punishment is just beginning. Soon your many sins will be exposed. And we're within some beautiful times, because we are witnessing all types of manner of wickedness that's more uncovering the nakedness of Esau Edom via this spiritual vehicle, which is the World Wide Web, or the internet. And by this divine exposure is bringing more shameful spirit upon Esau's glory. And that's the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, who are sincerely and genuinely looking forward to the next kingdom to come, which is the kingdom of Yahawashi, and can be interchangeable with the kingdom of heaven. We are supposed to be delighted, because again, this all biblically identifies that we are at the end of our captivity, the end of our prison sentence. So therefore, we are likened unto those prisoners of hope And we are looking forward to our spiritual Bell's bondsman, YAHAWASHI, to ultimately free us. So that takes me to Revelation 18 verse 20. Rejoice over her, and that her is referencing to America, because America is personified as a woman according to the Bible, and more so a whorish woman. That's why America is known as, within Nahum the 3rd chapter, the mistress of witchcrafts, due to her involvements with all types of sorceries. And pursuant to our law as the biblical Israelites, within Exodus the 22nd chapter and the 18th verse, it says, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. So rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahawah BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, have avenged you on her. And we're seeing that avenging happening right now, how the city of confusion is being broken down. Like, look at the way that America is crumbling right now. More and more people are coming to that realization. Like, this could very well be the end of America. And that's because this prophetically is the end of America. And remember, on July the 4th, 2026, America is approaching its 250th year anniversary by signing the Declaration of Independence. And according to certain historians, the lifespan of a kingdom or an empire is 250 years. And the way that things are going right now, hence these end-time biblical prophecies, we are very near to that door of America's end. So again, with that being said, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahawah BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, have avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence should that great city Babylon be thrown down, and should be found no more at all. And that's because look how America was so-called established. By genocide, bloodshed, robbery, lies, sweat, tears, from off the true biblical Israelites, which are likened unto the apple of the Most High's eyes, when you read Zechariah the 2nd chapter and the 8th verse. And once you go to the word apple, it goes into pupil, which is that black circular opening in the center of the iris that allows the light to come enter into the eye. And it's a delicate thing. So imagine when someone puts their finger in your eye. It's very sensitive or delicate. And did not the Most High say within Baruch, the 2nd chapter, how my delicate ones have gone rough ways? And those delicate ones are referring to the Israelites. So by touching the apple of the Most High's eyes, that means that Esau, Edom, and along with his joint heirs have touched a made people. And they have to answer for that, especially America. Pursuant to Baruch 4:32, miserable are the cities which thy children serve, and miserable is she that received thy sons. And that's really the whole world, because due to the diaspora, we are scattered into the four corners of the world. But that main miserable city is definitely referencing to the city of confusion, which is America, Babylon the Great. So, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea. That's going into those nuclear missiles. And we are definitely within the midst of World War III. Saying, thus with violence should that great city Babylon or America be thrown down and should be found no more at all. So if anyone has a question like why America is falling or experiencing all types of negativity the way that it is right now, this is all because of the controversy of Zion. And where we're at that breaking point that America, aka Babylon the Great, is about to meet its just due, which is that righteous divine judgment that Yahawah BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, is going to bring upon her. So that concludes the lesson through the Spirit. And hopefully with that, you all stay edified, you all stay strong, keep pushing forward. Shalom.